Wasabi Wallet. Unfairly private.
Breez is a Bitcoin wallet that utilizes the Lightning Network, taking advantage of instant transactions and incredibly cheap fees. Today we're going to take a look at how to both send and receive with Breez Wallet, as well as navigate through the application, getting you on the Lightning Network within a few short minutes. I'm Ben with the BTC Sessions, and this is your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.
Breez Wallet is available for both iOS and Android, and it utilizes the Bitcoin Lightning Network in a non-custodial manner, meaning that your coins are not in the custody of anybody else, they are your own, which sets it apart from some of the other Lightning options currently sitting in the App Store. Now, Breez attacks this from a user interface perspective and a user experience perspective, in that it simplifies everything. It takes care of all the heavy lifting and difficulty of setting up Lightning that historically has been found, and makes it very easy for a beginner user to simply jump in, download the app, open it up, and have effectively no setup to get going. I will take a look into things like backup and security and everything towards the end of the video, but for now, let's just dive right in and start doing transactions right away. Now, before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to sponsors of the show, LEDN.io. This is where you can use your Bitcoin for a variety of different services. Of course, they have their Bitcoin-backed loans where you use your Bitcoin as collateral to get a Canadian or US dollar loan. Very simple, especially if you're in a pinch and you need dollars and you don't want to sell your Bitcoin because, one, that's a taxable event, and two, you might be worried about having to buy back in at a higher price. All you have to do, you deposit your Bitcoin, you get dollars in your bank account within 24 hours. When you pay back that loan, you will get back the exact same amount of Bitcoin. Now, they've also got Bitcoin and USDC savings accounts with interest rates of up to 11.7% annually paid monthly. And they've got their B2X offering, which uses the same loan mechanism to instantly buy more Bitcoin, effectively doubling your Bitcoin on the spot. You want to check these guys out. There's a link in the show notes down below. If you click it and you opt to get a loan, they will give you $25 worth of USDC direct into your savings account. Up next, we have the guys at Crypto Cloaks. These guys are absolute legends. They are a bunch of hardcore Bitcoiners with 3D printers pumping out incredible Bitcoin swag. They've got shells for nodes. They've got a lot of cool little memorabilia things. These Bitcoin grenades are great, and you can stuff little gifts inside of them. They've got sticker packs, flags, covers for hardware wallets, even night lights. So a little bit of everything for everyone. Head to the store, cryptocloaks.com, to check them out. And if you want a discount, use the code BTC Sessions, all one word, for 5% at discount at the checkout. And finally, we have the Cobo Vault. I've done a full tutorial on this. This is one of my regularly used hardware wallets to secure my Bitcoin. Now, this is entirely air-gapped, meaning you never plug it into an internet-connected device. Everything is done via QR codes, which keeps the keys to your money safe and offline. I also really love it because it works and it is interoperable with all my favorite Bitcoin wallets. You can use Bitcoin Core, Electrum on desktop, Wasabi, which is my go-to desktop wallet, and Blue Wallet, which is actually my go-to regular Bitcoin wallet on my phone. So be sure to check out Cobo Vault at kobo.com. There's actually a link in the show notes if you want to pick one up and help out the show in the process. And for reference, I am using the Cobo Vault Pro, which has the fingerprint scanner and the rechargeable battery. And also, if you want to take part in the giveaway that they're doing all the way on my show up until the end of November, all you have to do is hop on Twitter, share out this show, and tag myself and Cobo. Just let us know why you want one of these. This is a seed plate to back up your backup of any Bitcoin wallet that you may have in steel. So be sure to check that out. Anyways, let's dive into the tutorial. So I have Breez Wallet here. Obviously, I've already been using it a little bit, but you can pretty much boot this thing up and start using it right away with no setup necessary. So let's take a look at what's on the screen here. Right up top, we have our balance here. It is denominated currently in Satoshis, which is the smallest unit of a Bitcoin. There are 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin. But if we tap, it will actually change into the Bitcoin denomination, so we can see it becomes a decimal. I prefer to watch in Satoshis, but everybody's got their own preference. Down below we have the dollar equivalent of what this number of Satoshis is worth, and you can actually tap and toggle through various different local currencies. I think they have 4 here. Down below you can see any incoming and outgoing transactions that I've done. Down at the bottom, we've got our send and receive buttons, as well as this little button in the middle that allows you to scan a QR code in front of you. And in the top left, there is a little sandwich bar that allows you to open a menu that also gives you your send and receive options. There's a marketplace, there's a point of sale terminal, which we'll dive into a little bit, and there's your advanced settings, as well as your profile, which you can set up. You can import a picture and name your wallet, whatever you want, okay? Then they also have light and dark mode, so if yours looks a little bit different, it's probably in regular light mode. I prefer dark mode myself. Okay, so let's right away dive into receiving a transaction, because that's probably one of the main things you want to do. If you hit receive down in the bottom right, you can receive via an invoice, and that would be a Lightning transaction, or you can receive to a regular Bitcoin address. Okay, so first we're going to receive via a Lightning invoice, okay? Lightning is different from regular Bitcoin transactions because you have to construct an actual invoice to receive something. So if I hit receive and I type in an amount of Satoshis, maybe I want to receive, let's put something small, 500 Satoshis, which it's negligible, it's very, very small. I'm gonna hit create. That gives me a QR code that somebody could scan with their phone, or I can hit in the top right, there's a little copy button, and that copies an invoice. Now for a second, I'm going to get out of Breez, and I have another wallet here. This is Blue Wallet. I've done a tutorial on it, but it's just another Bitcoin wallet you can use. It will auto detect my invoice, but just for the sake of, if you have a different Lightning wallet, we will pretend that it didn't detect that. Anyways, if you're in another Lightning wallet and you want to send, you would hit a send button wherever that may be in the app that you're using. And then I can actually paste in the invoice that it copied, and it sees right away, oh, this person would like 500 Satoshis from me. I hit the pay button, and that will be sent off to my Lightning wallet. It says it's done there. So let's head back over to Breez. And boom, we can see payment approved. I've just received a payment of 500 Satoshis. I click outside that and there, it's coming in right away. Perfect. Now, what about receiving a regular Bitcoin transaction? So if we hit receive via Bitcoin address. If I hit that, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not an invoicing system. It's just a straight up address where anybody can send money to it. So somebody, again, could scan this with their phone, or you can hit the copy button. That copies your address. Let's head back over to Blue Wallet. And again, we're going to pretend that it didn't see that. Let's go back to my regular Bitcoin wallet here. We're going to hit send, and I'm going to paste in that address that we copied. Okay, and then I'm going to send a dollar amount. So you can send dollars or Bitcoin depending on the denomination that you want to do it in, or Satoshis. But I'm going to do a dollar amount just for something different to look at. Okay, maybe I'll send over a little bit more. Maybe I'll send over, let's say, $25. Okay, so I'm going to hit next. And actually, I'm going to maybe change out my fee here. So Bitcoin Network, you can dictate your fees. And I'm not in a huge rush. It looks like it would cost me $5 to send if I want it right away, because the network happens to be busy right now. So I'm going to set a medium fee. Instead, I'm paying 31 cents. Takes, much less. And then with the way that this works, it'll actually be relatively instant. So I'm going to hit next. I'm going to hit send now. And so this sends off my Bitcoin transaction. I'm gonna hit done. And now you can see the notification popped up right away. So it says Breez is processing your previous deposit. You will be able to spend or to add more funds once this operation is completed. And I can see that there's an incoming transaction. So what will happen is, as soon as that Bitcoin transaction that I sent actually confirms on the Bitcoin network, which Can take 10 minutes, can take longer depending, and it seems like the network is a little bit busier at the moment. As soon as that's confirmed, those funds will be sat in here and I will be able to spend them. But until that happens, they will be effectively waiting in the wings to be able to spend. Now, on the topic of spending, and we'll come back to that transaction when it confirms in a moment, but on the topic of sending. So when you hit the send button, you have a few options. Again, you can paste an invoice or a node ID, and this means if somebody has created a Lightning invoice for you, like we did in the first example, or a node ID. In some instances, you can actually send to a Lightning wallet without them having to create an invoice. Now, this is kind of still, Lightning is still very early and these things are being fleshed out. Not all wallets will have availability for this. So we're just going to deal with invoices today. You have an option of connecting to pay, which there are, you can connect to somebody via many different ways. And then you have, again, sending to a regular Bitcoin address. So let's first do a regular Lightning transaction. So let's go back to Blue Wallet. We'll go to our Lightning wallet. And I'm going to hit receive there, and we're going to create an invoice for 1,000 Satoshis. So I'm going to create that invoice. Again, within the Blue Wallet, it will create a QR that somebody could scan, or I can copy by tapping that long string of digits down below. Regardless, we're going to head back over to Breez. Now, Breez will auto-detect any invoice that you have in your clipboard, so you can just do that directly. You can hit approve right away, or you could paste in directly from the pop-up button if it didn't auto detect. I'm going to do the auto detect thing. I'm just going to hit approve, and that'll just send it out directly right away without me having to do any work. Okay, so that has been sent off. We see success. Let's just double check Blue Wallet, make sure it came through, and we're all good. So that was nice and easy. Now, we can also, as I said, we can send to a regular Bitcoin address. When we hit send and we hit send to BTC address down below, this is where we would paste in a Bitcoin address. So let's just go back to Blue Wallet. We'll grab our Bitcoin address. So we don't need a Lightning wallet, we need a Bitcoin wallet. If I hit receive, I have a Bitcoin wallet right here, which I can tap to copy. And if I go back to our Breez wallet, I can paste in that address. I can choose an amount of Satoshis. Maybe I'll do 50,000 Satoshis. Okay, I'm gonna hit next. Now at this point, it tells me, okay, I've got an option. I can do economy, regular, or priority, which means how fast is it gonna officially confirm and be spendable on the other end. I'm not in a huge rush, you know, to send this and get it approved on the other side. So I'm going to go economy. Now it is still, there's a service in the background that's converting this from Lightning to Bitcoin on the main chain. So it's still going to cost me a bit of a fee, but it breaks it down. The bolts fee is here, and that's the transition between Lightning and Bitcoin. The transaction fee is just on the Bitcoin network itself. So I'm gonna, that looks fine to me. I'm gonna hit confirm. It also gives me a timeline of how long it might take. And I can see send to BTC address. It says pending. It does a little bit of work in the background. And in a moment, it will let me know once that has actually gone through. So those are the ways that you can send. Now there is one other way when you hit send, connect to pay. And this is if somebody's in close proximity, or if you want to share via different apps, if you have other messaging apps, whatever, you can send a link to somebody. They will click on that. It will connect them to Breez Wallet, and you can connect directly with the person. You'll actually see their little avatar and all of that. Just another way to connect and pay directly with somebody and have channels between you. So I'm not going to do that right now. I don't have somebody that I'm with that's going to be transacting with me, but let's explore just a little bit more. Now, again, if somebody was in front of you and you wanted to scan their address, that little button in the bottom middle, that will open up your camera and you can scan. Very easy. If it's hard to see, if it's on paper or something, you can hit the flash on and there you go. Don't need that though. So we'll back out of that. Now in this menu, you've got a few other things. Let's investigate a little bit. The marketplace. This gives you a bunch of places that you can spend Bitcoin via Lightning. So Bitrefill, that's gift cards, pizza, all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. This video game Light Night is pretty fun. So yeah, you can check out. This is always changing, so I won't go too deep into what they have there. Now, the point of sale is actually quite interesting. If you tap point of sale, and then you get out of that menu, this is actually like if you're a merchant sitting there and accepting charges from people, you can basically do this as your point of sale terminal. So it's really cool. You can decide what you're charging in a variety of different fiat currencies or Bitcoins or Satoshis. Of course, you're accepting Bitcoin, right? You're accepting Lightning payments, but the denomination can vary. And so let's say I'm pricing something in US dollars. Okay, well, I'm selling something for $5 and yeah, I hit charge. Okay, that will give me an invoice. Now, if I clear that sale, I can do a number of different things here. So let's say there was a $5 charge. And let's say I also have some items sitting here. Now I've made some items in here that I could tap. So let's say somebody wanted to book me for a private session. I could, okay, well, I sold one of those. And then somebody wanted to give me a high five. Notice that the private session is priced in dollars. And then a high five I priced in Satoshis. I can tap that. Great, I gave somebody a high five. They have these little icons that you can set up with them. And then I can go to the cart. I can see, okay, I sold an item that wasn't in my list for $5. There's something there for $200 and there's a high five, which is priced in Satoshis, but in brackets it says $1.29. Okay, I can go through there, I can hit charge. It will bring up an invoice, a Lightning invoice. Anybody can scan that and pay, or I can copy that and send it to anyone. And when it gets paid, it will show in my inventory. Okay, so I can clear this sale. And again, I can go back out of here. I can do this however I want. I can go keypad or I can go items. And if you want to add an item, just down at the bottom, okay, what am I selling? I'm selling gum. And you can pick like a, whatever you want to, there's all these little icons for it, whatever. Okay, lots of people love gum. There we go. That's my icon. My price is in Bitcoin, maybe it's 0.0001. And then you can have a SKU number for it. I've only got 3 items, so this will be number 3. Okay, add item. Now I've got another item in my queue, and they're all priced out differently however you decide to denominate them. If you go into them, you can go and like, I believe you can edit your list and change them around. But really, really cool for those of you that are looking at accepting Lightning payments in various places. And if you want that off, you just toggle it and you're back to your regular wallet. Now, finally, last couple things. Under advanced, you have a few things. So network would be if you want to connect to your own Bitcoin node for referencing the actual Bitcoin blockchain. This is a little bit more advanced, but the setting is here, and I've done this in some other videos, but I won't spend too much time on that. And then secondly, dropping down, the other thing I want to touch on is security and backup. So you can create a PIN number for this so that if somebody gets a hold of your phone, they can't just get in right away. You can store backups. So this is a good thing to do, but I would recommend that you toggle this encrypt thing. And this will give you a list of words and you're going to write them down, and this is like a backup phrase that you keep handy. Now you can store via Google Drive too, and it will be linked to an email address. And just make sure if you're doing that, that your Google Drive is locked down, that you've got 2-factor authentication on that, because you don't want somebody to get into that. You know, there are potential worries of somebody getting into your funds, okay? So just be very, very careful with that. Make sure everything is locked down completely. I would recommend doing the encrypt backup data thing more than anything. And that's pretty much it. We've received. When we come back, we'll just check on that last transaction that's pending, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and there's the other transaction coming through of Bitcoin coming into All the notifications are coming through here. Let's hop over to Breez. Oh yeah, there we go. There's an incoming transfer. That was the $25 one I had sent. And there we go. There's the, that one's going out. Yeah, so we have an incoming transaction that we had previously accepted. We had an outgoing transaction that we had previously accepted. And everything in Breez is now finished, settled. We have the correct balance. And that's it. So effectively, you're able to seamlessly go into and out of the Lightning Network to take advantage of the low fees when using Lightning Network. But if you need to get back to a regular Bitcoin wallet, or somebody that's sending to you does not have a Lightning wallet, well, you also have the on and off ramps for that. So it kind of seamlessly ties everything that you need all together in one place without having to worry or think about all the piping that's going on in the background to make this possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you're here on YouTube, please do hit like, subscribe, and share. All of those things really do help, and they help bump these videos up so more people can see them if YouTube deems them to be useful. So again, really do those things, and it really does help. If you want to help out the show in another way, you can hit up the sponsors I mentioned before in the show notes down below. That was LEDN, Crypto Cloaks, and Cobo. And if you really liked what you saw, you can drop me a Lightning Network tip, maybe with Breez Wallet, at my tippin.me page. That is tippin.me/@BTC Sessions. With that, I am out. Have yourselves a wonderful day or a wonderful evening wherever you are, and I'll see you next time for your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.